The Central Reserve Police Force is India's largest central armed police force. It functions under the authority of the Ministry of Home Affairs of the Government of India. The CRPF's primary role lies in assisting the state, union territories in police operations to maintain law and order and counter-insurgency. It came into existence as the Crown Representatives Police on the 27th of July 1939. After Indian independence, it became the Central Reserve Police Force on enactment of the CRPF Act on the 28th of December 1949. Besides law and order and counter-insurgency duties, the CRPF has played an increasingly large role in India's general elections. This is especially true for the state of Jammu and Kashmir, Bihar and in the northeast, with the presence of unrest and often violent conflict. During the parliamentary elections of September 1999, the CRPF played a major role in the security arrangements. Of late, CRPF contingents are also being deployed in UN missions. With 246 battalions and various other establishments, the CRPF is considered India's largest paramilitary force and has a sanctioned strength of more than 300,000 personnel as of 2019. The mission of the Central Reserve Police Force shall be to enable the government to maintain rule of law, public order and internal security effectively and efficiently, to preserve national integrity and promote social harmony and development by upholding supremacy of the Constitution. In performing these tasks with utmost regard for human dignity and freedom of the citizens of India, the force shall endeavour to achieve excellence in management of internal security and national calamities by placing service and loyalty above self. There are few parallels of such a battle, and the then Union Home Minister very appropriately graded it as a military battle, not a police battle. The service and their sacrifice will now not need turning back to old records for appreciation, with that historic moment being picked up for celebration as Valor Day of the force after year. The Central Reserve Police Force is the premier central police force of the Union of India for internal security. Originally constituted as the Crown Representative Police in 1939, it is one of the oldest central para-military forces. CRPF was raised as a sequel to the political unrest and the agitations in the then princely states of India following the Madras Resolution of the All India Congress Committee in 1936 and the ever-growing desire of the Crown Representative to help the vast majority of the native states to preserve law and order as a part of the imperial policy. After independence, the force was renamed as Central Reserve Police Force by an Act of Parliament on the 28th of December 1949. This act constituted CRPF as an armed force of the Union. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the then Home Minister, visualized a multi-dimensional role for it in tune with the changing needs of a newly independent nation. During the early 1950s, the performance of the CRPF detachments in Bhuj, the then Patiala and East Punjab State Union and Chambal ravines was appreciated by all quarters. The force played a significant role during the amalgamation of the princely states into the Indian Union. It helped the Union government in disciplining the rebellious princely states of Junagadh and the small principality of Kathiawar in Gujarat, which had declined to join the Indian Union. Soon after independence, contingents of the CRPF were sent on Kutch, Rajasthan and Sindh borders to check infiltration and trans-border crimes. They were subsequently deployed on the Pakistan border in Jammu and Kashmir following attacks launched by the Pakistani infiltrators. The CRPF bore the brunt of the first Chinese attack on India at Hot Springs on the 21st of October 1959. A small CRPF patrol was ambushed by the Chinese, in which 10 of its men made their supreme sacrifice for the country. Their martyrdom on the 21st of October is remembered throughout the country as the Police Commemoration Day. Every year, during the Chinese aggression of 1962, the force once again assisted the Indian Army in Arunachal Pradesh. 8 CRPF personnel were killed in action. In 1965 and 1971 Indo-Pak wars also the force fought shoulder to shoulder with the Indian Army, both on the western and eastern borders. For the first time in the history of paramilitary forces in India, 13 companies of CRPF including a detachment of women were airlifted to join the Indian peace-keeping force in Sri Lanka to fight the militant Qadars. Besides, CRPF personnel were also sent to Haiti, Namibia, Somalia and Maldives to deal with law and order situation there, as a part of the UN peacekeeping force. In the late 70s, when the extremist elements disturbed peace in Tripura and Manipur, CRPF battalions were deployed in strength. Simultaneously, there was a turmoil in the Brahmaputra Valley. The CRPF had to be inducted in strength not only to maintain law and order but also to keep lines of communication